guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel, Mastering the Wedding Photography Biz.
I'm Hunter.
And I'm Sarah.
And today we are deviating from our usual content of helping photographers build profitable and sustainable photography businesses. And we're actually taking a step backwards to talk about personal finances more in general.
And at its simplest form, personal finances is everything that makes up your money fingerprints. It's your income, what you spend each month, what you own, and what you owe. And what we've found is there are really just four things that make up everyone's personal finance situation, and most people do all of them wrong.
And if you're like most people, you just don't know what you don't know, right? Maybe you're like us and, most people in America, unfortunately, and you spend more time learning about world history and geometry than you did about, balancing a budget or paying off debt. And while those things are important, make no mistake, having a strong personal financial foundation is important to everyone, but especially to small business owners.
Yeah, because here's the thing. If you are running a full-time business of any kind, or if you just hope to one day, even the most successful businesses can be thrown into chaos if your personal finances are a mess.
And honestly, guys, this is especially true for photographers who often love the creative side of photography, but can struggle with the numbers. And so if that sounds like you, if you don't have your personal finances in order, even running the most successful photography business in the world could just exacerbate problems in your personal finances that already exist.
And to be honest, no matter how much money you make, without a strong understanding of budgeting, saving, debt, and investing, you will always be stressed about money. We've personally known people who make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year and are still constantly stressed about money.
But on the other hand, even if you're making what feels like a really small paycheck each month, having that strong grasp on financial basics can make even the most meager income work wonders for you, building wealth and relieving stress rather than just watching your money fly out the window every month and making you even more and more anxious about money.
Yeah, and we know this because this is our story. Our first year of marriage, we were fresh out of college and with roughly $30,000 in debt and making together as a married couple less than half of what some of our friends were making by themselves their first year out of college.
And now, less than 6 years later, we've paid off all our student loan debt, owned 2 houses, and we did this not because our income suddenly ballooned into hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, but because we used the power of budgeting and, admittedly, a good bit of discipline to really stretch our money further than most of our friends and our peers.
Yeah, and now we want to help you guys to do the same. That's why later this month on April 25th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, Hunter and I are hosting a live workshop called Personal Finance, Budgeting, Saving, Debt, and Investing for people who hate talking about money.
And in this 2-hour workshop, we are going to help photographers, but also tech workers and school teachers and food service people, and basically anyone to gain some of these basic tools of financial literacy.
But more than that, we are going to talk a little bit about the psychology of money and why it can feel so stressful and overwhelming for some people. We are going to discuss how you might be lying to yourself when it comes to your finances. And we are also going to demystify and remove some of the anxiety from conversations about money.
And here's the thing. We will be the first to admit that we are not certified financial planners. We are not accountants. But what we are is regular people, just like you guys, who figured out how to use budgeting and student loan payoff plans and savings goals and investing basics to make the most out of what was at first, early on in our marriage, a very small paycheck. And now as our businesses have grown and as our income has increased, we're continuing to leverage our money for the greatest possible impact and building wealth and living a lifestyle that we really enjoy without debt or really any stress about money.
And once you learn these skills and do the work of building these foundations, you can let your finances run with just a couple hours of work each month, watching your wealth build as you work toward your financial goals, whether that's quitting your job to pursue photography full-time, buying a home, traveling the world, or becoming debt-free, whatever that goal is for you.
And so specifically in our workshop, here are the 4 things that we are going to cover.
First, we are going to talk about why we think everyone needs a budget.
You, everyone.
Yeah, everybody. We've met plenty of folks who were skeptical about budgeting, but not only does budgeting bring freedom and reduce stress, but it's impossible to take control of your financial life and reach your big financial goals without a personal budget. And we've yet to meet anyone who just didn't benefit in general from living on a budget.
Now, once we've talked about the why, the second thing we're going to discuss are really the foundations or the fundamentals of budgeting, right? So what does it actually look like to live life on a budget? And what are the most important rules when it comes to actually building that budget in the first place that you can live on? And believe it or not, by the way, budgeting does not mean that you never get to have fun again, right? There are ways to be both financially responsible and also actually enjoy your life.
Yeah. Next, we are going to talk about debt, and specifically about paying it off. After all, debt is basically the cost of not having money, and it can ruin your life if you basically just don't keep it under control.
Yeah.
And while not all debt is bad, most of it is. So we are going to discuss the fastest way to get out from under piles of like student loan, car, or even just credit card debt.
And finally, the last thing we're going to go over are the very fundamentals and basics of investing. And now, despite what a lot of people believe, and you might be tempted to turn off the video right now, you don't need a degree in finance or to watch the stock market every day in order to invest well for retirement. And in fact, you don't really need to know anything about finance. What most sort of financial advisors, what they don't want you to know is how easy it is to just set a really simple plan and just like set it and forget it and have the confidence that you can retire one day and retire well and comfortably by investing a relatively small amount each month with almost no thought directed towards it.
You guys, every single month that you let pass where you don't have a financial plan, you could be leading yourself further into debt, further from your long-term goals, or just like pushing your dream further and further away. So stop that cycle now and let us help you to use your income to start building wealth, and rather than just letting all that money slip away.
And of course, if you can't make it to the live workshop on the evening of April 25th, or if you're watching this video after April of 2023, then you can still purchase a replay and get all of that exact same information we shared in the workshop below. And again, get access to all that information and rewatch it as many times as you need.
But if you are watching this video before the live workshop on April 25th, do not wait to get your tickets, as with many of our past workshops, because we love seeing all of you guys' friendly faces live as we teach. Tickets to the actual live event are listed at half price compared to what the replay will sell for after the workshop itself.
And on top of that, anyone who makes it to the live workshop is going to get access to our exact budgeting spreadsheet and our budgeting worksheet for free. And so don't hesitate to click the link in the description below to learn more or to buy your tickets today.
But that is all that we have for you guys this week. But if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the comments below or just reach out to us directly. On the flip side of that, we're going to be back again next week to continue with more great photography education content.
See you guys.